everybody, I am Merisu, the art sheep, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, some more real-time drawing. Yay! But not just any real-time drawing. I'm going to be working on my web series, Revolution in Full Color. Da 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 da! Yay! Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna try to do most of this panel. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do all of it, but I'm gonna be doing most of it. So yeah, let's just get into it. And I gotta remove my mic. I put it right on top of my tablet. That wasn't a good idea. 1 second. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is just 3D model. I use Doll Maker to make 3D models when drawing Revolution in Full Color because it's just a lot more faster and it helps me to, you know, just move at a faster pace. I mostly just use it for the character models. Occasionally, like, I can't even say occasionally because I haven't done much actually, but I might use a couple of 3D models for backgrounds as well, maybe some that I might learn to make myself and then others that are comprised of the Clip Studio gallery. I don't know, but at least for the humans, I'm going to be using some 3D models because, you know, and I'm still drawing like everything else. It's still not easy. There's still a lot of craft to it. And like I said, I'm not to the point where I can just draw everything myself. I'm not. So, yep, let's just get these reference sheets all organized. So, right here, I've got Misato's main reference sheet, which shows me how to do it. Oh, if it looks a little different, that's because it does. As you can see, I changed her shoes. She used to wear like tennis shoes with long laces. I made these types of shoes that have just straps on them, mainly because the ones with laces were too hard. And first I thought maybe I should just grit and bear it and, you know, really push myself and test my boundaries. And I do want to do that with this series, except for the fact that shoes with laces is not the best idea for thieves, which is what Misato is. So yeah, people who want to run away fast, yeah, not a good idea for shoes with laces. So I gave her strapless shoes, not for the sake of my being easier to draw, but for the sake of it, my throat. For the sake of, you know, functionability for Misato. I'm already gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that tail. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I can't see it, but it's actually right there in that panel. See? So, yeah, I have to say, oh, first, before we get into the real-time drawing, I know you're probably waiting for that, but I just wanted to make a little announcement. I made this on my Twitter and on my DeviantArt. This picture is one that I did a real-time drawing of the sketch a while back. In fact, I think it was my first video of the year, if I remember correctly, and I was very happy with it. And I still am, but I won't be able to finish doing it in speedpaint. I was going to do that. I was going to record everything else and put it into a speedpaint, but I was unable to do that. Reason why is because I'm making the background and it's a cityscape, and it is very hard for me to figure out the perspective. I suck at perspective. I'm still learning it, like, for real. It's not my forte. And I'm watching all kinds of videos and stuff like that to give me advice. And the problem is with videos is, like, I watch one video, it always makes sense. I'm like, okay, I got this. And then when I'm actually drawing it, it's like, oh, no, I don't got this. Like, right here, I know this is pretty much, I think, a 2-point perspective. At least I think it is. Yeah, 2 points, because they're going there and there. But it's just, I don't know why, but for some reason it's hard for me to adjust the rulers so they're just right. I gotta learn how to use it better. So yeah, that is a thing that I'm gonna be doing. So I will not be finishing this in speed paint because it just takes too much time, because I ended up erasing a lot of things and going back because I'm just like, okay, that's not right, that's not right. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this video is gonna be long, or I'll have to edit it a whole bunch, and that's just like, no, thank you. So yeah, that is a no-no. I'm just gonna save it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I did. I think I just made the layer visible. In which case, I don't care. So yeah, let's get into the working progress of this. I think clipstudiopaint also has 3D models too, but I've never used them. I've just used Doll Maker. A friend of mine recommended it to me. It was a lifesaver because I can do this, or I can just take a screenshot and have it on the side, and I will draw right here, which I've done before, and it's very, very, very handy when you want to make fast drawings, because now I have the confidence. Like, a long time ago, I used to, you know, do what a lot of artists did who were starting out, and that was, you know, tracing other people's work. I don't do that anymore, honest, I don't. But I used to do that, and even when I stopped doing it, I was still referencing their drawings to get poses, or I was like taking different people's poses and kind of mashing them together in my head, and then just kind of, you know, putting them forward to make my stuff. But they weren't very original. But one of my friends, she recommended me this, and it was a lifesaver, and I've gotten pretty good at using it too. I don't actually have the paid version. I probably should get the paid version, but right now I gotta save my money because I am trying to buy a new computer, and I realized that my Crunchyroll's account is also getting renewed. Yes, I use Crunchyroll's. I don't like it using it either, but I wanna be the safe way. I'm not judging anybody who does the alternative ways. I know people in my life who do it. Just me personally, I rather go the safe way because I'm a very nervous person. Okay, so in case you're wondering, a little background to what I'm drawing. So basically, she just broke into this building. She's looking up. She sees the air vent, and then she jumps up, and now she's in it. Yes, I probably should have drawn a panel where she's in it, but I've seen TV shows make these kind of dramatic cuts too. It's very hard when making manga, which is something I knew, obviously, but it's very hard because some things, like, you knew that they would be hard, and then there's some things that you never even put thought into of it being. I apologize for my computer humming. As you can see, I said at the beginning, just a few seconds ago actually, I want to buy a new computer, and this is why. I want to buy one for this. So yeah, I'm saving up for one big time. Anyway, there's just things that you think of and you know they will be hard going in, but then there are other things that you don't put much thought in. And then you realize, oh man, this is a lot harder than you think. And the one thing that I definitely feel like is harder is just thinking, like, I thought drawing the panels, you know, coming up with the backgrounds, making them look nice and stuff like that, that would be hard. And I just wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, that's definitely something that's going to take progress, and it's not easy. It's not one of those things that I'm wondering, oh, this isn't so hard. No, it's not that. But it's just that I also know that it's also hard figuring out the scenes. It's so hard because you gotta make sure they have consistency, but you don't want to draw too much and waste your time. You don't need to draw every single detail, so you gotta really figure it out. And with chapter 0, just gonna open this up for a moment. And this is chapter 0. As you can see, if you've watched chapter 0, if you haven't, I will link to that. It's mostly all narration, so it's quite different because instead of drawing what's the person, you know, what's going on, I have to write the narration, and it doesn't match up to it matches up to being what's seen, but I have to think of it actually. Whereas this, I've got, Misato, the conversation is based around Misato, you know, breaking into this building, and that's what I'm drawing. So it's something that's quite different. I gotta say, so far I'm actually working pretty fast on this. Like, for me, I'm not sure if it's like fast to like an actual mangaka's time schedule, but it's fast for me. I started this straight on February 1st, so I've actually been very productive with this so far. January was dedicated to all the reference sheets, and I actually finished them all. Well, technically XR. If you want to know more about the characters and who they are and see those reference sheets, I will link to that video as well in the end. But there's one character named XR. He's Misato's partner in crime. He's actually introduced before the other side characters, or deuteragonists, or whatever you want to call them. And he's actually introduced before them, but he doesn't get a reference sheet because I forgot about his existence for a brief moment and that he would need one. And so trying to figure out what would be seen and what would not be seen. So yeah, I drew all the reference sheets in a reasonable amount of time, much to my happiness. And chapter 1, why did that take so long for me to think of? Chapter 1, I started on February 1st exactly, and I've already got 8 pages done. Like I said, this is page 8 I'm working on. I've got 7 pages done. I finished 7 pages within 1 month, and maybe that's slow, maybe that's fast, but it's fast for me, that I definitely know. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, I still want to do speed paints, so I am going to be taking breaks here and there to do speed paints. I also got another video coming out. It's going to be a new introduction video, channel trailer, whatever you want to call it, because I don't like my old one, because I updated my profile, and so I want my channel trailer to reflect that. If you want to see it, it's on my DeviantArt, Twitter, and Instagram, blah 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 blah. I mean, you don't have to see it if you don't want to, but if you want to, it's there. I can't wait till I get to the part where it's nightlight coming in. I'm really looking forward to drawing those scenes. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to sharing the stories, let's put it that way. Drawing it will probably be hard, because I already do struggle with males. I don't want my males to look effeminate. I want my males to look like, you know, masculine men. Well, as much as you can look masculine with wild anime hair. But sometimes you can pull it off. I mean, Kimetsu no Yaiba pulled it off. Kimetsu no Yaiba. I just went and saw the movie last night. Well, it's not technically the movie, it's the first episode. It's the last episodes of season 2. And then the first episode of season 1, which was like an hour or 40 minutes. I don't know how long it was. Wasn't keeping track. But it was really, really good, and I enjoyed it. It was so fun seeing all that beautiful animation. I also saw Fruits Basket Prologue last year, and going into that, I didn't actually know how much of that would be. A lot of it was actually just the episode. You know, a repeat of the finale of the final episode, and that was nice and stuff, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And Fruits Basket doesn't have, like, the best, thrillingest animation. Not saying it's bad, it's not bad at all, but it's not like anything that I need to see on the big screen. So it got kind of a little disappointing in that aspect. Kimetsu no Yaiba, I went in knowing it would be the last 2 episodes of season 2, and I didn't mind that, because the animation in that is excellent, and I couldn't wait to see it on the big screen. That was something definitely enjoyable, and I really had a lot of fun. There were some really cool cosplayers there, like at the theater. One girl was dressed up as Rengoku, a female version of him. Another person was dressed up as Kanjuri, the love pillar. I can't pronounce her name for nothing. And then another person was dressed up as Uzui Tenzin, the sound pillar, and they looked really cool. Like, I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. I couldn't get it out. But I went with my brother, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a really fun time. And then after I was done with Kimetsu no Yaiba, I watched I haven't finished it yet, Attack on Titans, which I gotta say is kind of a shock, because there's so much different tone. But I really did have fun last night. Anyway, what was I talking about? I started gawking at Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh yeah, men. I want to make my men look, you know, like men. And, for some reason I can't get these eyes straight. I mean, I'm just gonna have to stop at this point, because I'm not gonna try anymore. And I do struggle a little bit more with men. Sometimes it depends though, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to draw a man that I've never drawn before, because I'm not gonna do it good. But I did one commission for a guy of a guy character from no, not Fate, what is it called? Fire Emblem. Turned out actually really nice, considering it was my first try, and the person who was commissioning me, who was ordering it, they liked it. Oh yeah, commissions are open. I am very busy with different drawings, but I will always make time for commissions because I need a computer. So yeah, yes, her mask is gas mask mixed with a cat styled kinetsu mask. Yes, I know those masks are typically fox masks. I know that's how it works. But I did look it up and I did see some cat versions. And I thought it would be fun to kind of do a mix. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get for this sketch. Now we're going to start working on the line art. Gonna make this a different color. Funny. Why isn't... Usually there's something there that lets me change the color of the line art. Oh, duh. It's because it's not a vector layer. I should know that. Okay, there we go. Let's get onto the line art. Let me see. Let me open up this. These are the pages that I got so far. I got 8. I'm really happy with all of them. The one thing that I definitely feel like I opened this up for a reason. Oh yeah, this picture. I'm not trying to spoil anything, so I'm not going to open them up because I don't want you to see them until they're done. But this one I will open up just because I need reference to how I colored the gas mask, and I don't have it here. I made this right here for reference to colors because I want to keep the colors consistent for the tone, the manga screen tone, and it was kind of hard for me to remember, so I made, let me open up this here, so that gives me an example. Because I made the foolish mistake. See, I had my characters Kaila and Azura, and it's very funny because I tried to make them, like, when I first drew them, I didn't put much thought into their drawing, but then later on, I'm like, if I want them to be a manga, I have to streamline things a little bit, so that way they'll be easier for me to draw. And I did, and I think I did a fairly good job. I didn't make any manga series with them. No, I went with the one who wasn't even originally supposed to be for a series, Misato. And I love Misato's design. It's just a little bit overkill sometimes. Like, it's got all those zippers and stuff like that. Like, that's another thing you don't notice. Like, I was looking at, well, I'm looking at a whole bunch of manga right now to see how they're done, studying up on all the greats. If you guys have any mangas that you really enjoy and you love the artwork for them, let me know. I love the inspiration. Even if I don't like the story, one was good art would be good. Especially if there's like a cyberpunk manga. I didn't really care for Edge Runners. Had a little too much violence and way too much nudity for my taste. But I did like the style. And I was hoping that there would have been a manga of that so I could look at it. But no, there wasn't. Which I get it, it's originally an anime series. But sometimes they do that. Madoka Magica did that. I've been rewatching those movies. That used to be an anime I liked a lot, to the point where I named myself Sayaka in my name, but I don't like it as much now. But at the same time, I don't dislike it as much as I used to, because I kind of went to that stage where you like something and then you don't like something. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Looking at a lot of mangas right now, seeing how they're done, how they're screen toned. How does one illustrate a fight scene so it translates right? Something like that. And one thing that I noticed that's just really interesting is that some characters who I thought were very detailed are actually not as detailed when you think about it. A good example of this would be Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia. Deku especially, like, I thought his design, same thing with Ochako though, I thought their designs were very detailed when I first looked at them, but then when you actually look at them, they're like, oh, they're actually quite streamlined quite nicely. And like I said, that's not saying my character's better because it's more detailed. No, if anything, my character design's worse because it's not as streamlined. To point where, like, I drew Bakugo twice because of a friend, and I drew Deku at least once, and I've drawn Ochako once. And they were all very easy to actually draw. It was actually surprising. And I could think that if you were used to drawing them, like if you drew them as much as Horikoshi does, like, yeah, I know he doesn't do everything all himself, but he does draw them. And if I drew him as much as he does, then yeah, I would get very used to drawing them quite quickly. So he did a really good job in streamlining it. Like, I love wild designs. I think it's a bad leftover for me liking Yu-Gi-Oh's Zexal, especially. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal probably had the best designs and probably the most craziest. Like, for Varane's, the only thing that was really crazy was Yusaku's hair. And, rather than that, it was quite tame. But looking at the manga for it, looking for at the manga for Varane's, I mean, Zexal also helped because it's like the designs are fairly more detailed. Not like, maybe detail's not the word, has a lot more stuff going on with it, so that was help. But when I just compare it to like My Hero Academia, it gives me a good idea. But one thing I would say about the Zexal manga is that it's not as long, so you don't have to do it as much. So that's something that is I took note of. Sorry if my thoughts are getting scattered, trying to draw and talk at the same time. So yeah, something definitely that I think I've learned a lot when just drawing Revolution full color. Like, oh my goodness, I forgot the pink lines. Like, these lines right here, this design and this design, and those things, I'm not translating that into the manga because that's just too much detailed. That was originally supposed to be something just for like a little extra detail for the illustrations. In fact, I think Horikoshi did that. He drew one illustration of their character designs was more detail. In fact, I think that's what outfit I drew Ochako in because I really liked it. But I get why you wouldn't want to do that in the manga. But anyway, those are supposed to be there and I forgot that, so I gotta go back and fix that. So, yeah, that's the mistake. Do I have that or? Yeah, I have it there. So yeah, it's just something that I have to fix. Like I said, I'm really proud of Misato's design. It's just something that I wish I would have streamlined a little bit more. I did that a little bit better with her live color persona. So this is her persona known as Kuroneku. I was originally trying to make it be something, her name be something like four-colored cat in Japanese, but couldn't come up with anything. Obviously, I'm not an expert in the Japanese language. I know very little Japanese. From what I do know is from anime, watching in the sub, and so because of that, I couldn't do anything really that spectacular was the naming strategy. I still don't even know if Misato's name is right. So Misato, her first name is just a reference to Misato Kusanagi. It's kind of weird saying that now because I say my character's name so much. But her first name is just a reference to that. A hard reference. In fact, that I even acknowledged that later on it will be revealed that that is why her name is picked, because they watch Evangelion, the person who named her. so the name was picked because of that. Well, don't think I can say flat out Evangelion, but it will be a series that, you know, will be very Evangelion-like. I will hint at it as much as I can without actually naming it. But that is where her first name comes from. But her second name, I mean, you know, the surname, Yushoku, that comes from me messing around. I was looking up for names that meant, like, fun color in Japanese, and one site gave me the name Yushoku. I'm not sure what kanji it's definitely using, but I know that it has to do with fun color, which color is typically, like I said, I'm not going to really talk about it because I don't know what I'm talking about. I just look at websites and go from there. I wish there was someone that I could hire to help me with the Chinese and Japanese. Because that would be, I don't have money to hire someone, but at least maybe once hire them to look over something. Like, Misato actually does talk quite a bit of Chinese, but to do that in the series, obviously I don't know jack in Chinese. So, and it'd be really weird using Google Translate the entire time, and I know it's gonna be laughed at. So, what I'm gonna do is do this one idea, that one comic book. It was a really crappy comic book. It was Superman versus the Klan. Oh my goodness, that was stupid. But there's the one characters. I mean, the main character is Chinese, and when she was speaking Chinese, they turned the text a different color. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty handy. So I'm gonna be doing that when Misato speaks Chinese. I got the idea, originally Misato was just supposed to be half, well, I can't say American because she was born in the Light Islands, but, you know, half American adjacent and half Japanese. Because I actually had a lot of my characters be like that, but, I've actually had a lot less characters be like that, but for Misato, I wanted to do that because that was what the aesthetic I was going for. I mean, she's even... The entire inspiration for Misato was the Teen Titans movie Trouble in Tokyo. So yeah, of course I was going to make her half Japanese. But then my brother and sister were watching the movie Kill Bill. And one of the characters, as you know, one of the, like, I forget which one. I didn't watch it actually. The movie's violent. Too violent for me, so I didn't watch it, but I was listening to it as they were watching it, and I know the plot, and one of the characters is half Japanese and half Chinese, and that gave me the inspiration for making Misato that. And I'm really glad I liked it. Studying up on Chinese culture is really, really fun, and it makes me more and more hate the Chinese government. But anyway, so, what was I saying? So, yeah, I decided to make her half Chinese and half Japanese, and the animation for that character is, I forget her name. I've only seen the movie once, so please forgive me that I can't remember it. But her backstory is an animation, and it's done by the same people who did the Linkin Park Breaking the Habit music video, and I really do like that style of animation. In fact, I really wanted to do an animation video with Misato first. That was going to be my first goal, actually. It's like, maybe I should just make an animation video, but I actually kind of was going to do it to the song Underground by Lindsey Sterling, as you know, or as you might know, for anybody who's watched ever videos. And that was what I was originally going to do. I was just going to do that. But then I'm like, I kind of fell in love with the story that I came up with in my head, and I decided to make it into an actual series. I still don't know necessarily everything about it. I'm still working on the ending and stuff, but I got some general ideas of things that I want to do. I got a general layout for all my characters, and I really like them. I think out of all my characters, I like the most out of girls outside of Misato.
And then out of guys, I like, it's a tie between Viper and Leviathan. It's funny, those two brothers, they were made last minute, but yet I love them now. Last time I did my ranting video, my real-time drawing, I kind of sound like a lunatic, and I admit that. I started talking randomly about a comic got killed, and then I kind of had to make some disclaimers because I'm like, I don't want people to think I like this. It happened when the same thing happened at a grocery store one time. Cool checkout lady was, you know, checking me out, and then she said, "Oh, cute keychain," because she was looking at my keychain. I've got a whole bunch of buttons and keychains on my purse. I really do love it. In fact, they get a lot of attention. A lot of people come up to me and say, "Oh, I love your bag," and I really do like it. And I'm really happy with it. Oh my goodness, I just remembered one of my buttons fell off last night and I have to put it back on. I left it in my brother's car though. So yeah, I gotta fix that. But anyway, she was looking at my keychain and said, "Oh, that's a cool keychain. Is it Hatsune Miku?" And it wasn't Hatsune Miku. It was Yuna from Sword Online, because for one time for my birthday, I got myself a Yuna keychain because I really do actually like the Sword Online movie. I don't like Sword Online. I like the movie because I like Yuna, and I do like the plot. It's fun. It's stupid. I acknowledge it's stupid, but I do enjoy it. It's fun. And I actually own it on DVD. And I like it. But, I'm like, "Oh no, it's Yuna from Sword Online." And she's like, "Oh, that's cool." And she's kind of saying how she, you know, I heard of Sword Online, not really her taste. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I can't leave this checkout lane with her thinking I like Sword Art Online. So my brain was just sparking out because she also then said the price of how much my food cost, and I'm just like, I'm calculating the price, but at the same time calculating what I say. What do I say? And then I'm just, my brain gave out, and I just said, "Oh, I don't really care for it. I just like the movie. And here's the change." And I just left. So yeah, because of that, I was kind of sparking out in the same way with my video, because it's like, I don't like a comic got kill. I just like aspects of it, and I like one of the characters, Lobek. I think he's fun, and I like his design. So yeah. And also that I think I had low sleep on that day. I didn't actually have good sleep this night either. Actually don't get very good night sleeps. Sleeps are rare for me. I'm a morning person. A lot of people I know are nighttime people. A lot of people in my own family are nighttime people. I'm the opposite. I'm a morning person. I get up early to bed, early to rise, and all that jazz. And I like getting up early because I want to start my day early. I don't want to waste time. I want to do things. That's why I'm doing this real-time drawing, actually, because it's like, I want everything to be utilized well. So I didn't want to just draw, not that this would be a waste of time because I'm actually working on my series, but I wanted to utilize it properly so that way I could get something out and make YouTube content at the same time, because it's like, that's the one problem with making this series, because it's like, I want to make YouTube content because I don't want my channel to be dead, but at the same time, I don't want it to be I don't want it to you know, abandon work here. So I decided to make these real-time drawings. I'm not sure if I'll do this all the time, of making real-time drawings of the making of Revolution Full Color, but I might make them here and there randomly. It all depends on if I got a free morning. I gotta see how long this is. How long have I been recording? 34 minutes. It's called real-time drawing. I think people would go going in knowing that this is gonna be somewhat long. And besides, I'm almost done with the line art. The line art was the most difficult part. And like I said, I'm not gonna draw this whole panel because this panel will be half Misato crawling through an air vent. That's what she's doing. And it will be half her partner XR. We kind of like cut. And I gotta figure out I can't draw the part with XR because I gotta figure out how it's going to be arranged. And also, I gotta I gotta make a 3D model for that. So that would take time, and I'm not gonna do that. But for Misato, I thought I would try to show most of this part. It's funny, she has this choker necklace. It's a very important necklace, actually. In the series, it will be, slight spoiler, it will be revealed to have something very special about it. But it was originally a lot bigger. In fact, let me just show that real quick. I don't mind taking a little detour. Ah, here it is. This is the very first picture of Misato. As you can see, it's titled Live Color, so it doesn't even have a name. This is where I thought of all the little intricacies of her design, and I was really happy with it, to be honest. Like, the drawing's not perfect. The pose is a little wonky here and there, but I do like it. And I was very happy and pleased with how design turned out, but you can kind of see where things changed. I changed the logo on her chest. I removed the pocket. That wasn't because I wanted to. It's more of when I drew her reference sheet, I forgot about it. And then I realized I forgot about it and it was too late. So I didn't bother to put it back on. And I changed her shoes. Well, I actually changed her logo and her shoes 3 times. So her shoes were originally like this. And then they were, no wait, that's the same thing. Then they were originally like this, where they are pretty much like in reverse, so the outer is black and then the inside tongue is yellow. The laces would still be pink and the bottom would still be cyan. But like I said, shoelaces was doing spy work just sounds really bad combo, so I changed them for these types of shoes, which are laceless. I actually based this off of, I was looking at different shoes designs that didn't have laces, so I was looking at a lot of characters from Cyberpunk Edge Runner. Like I said, I do love the style of that show. It's really cool. And then the other thing that changed 3 times with Misato's design is her logo. So this was the original design. It was just supposed to be like a circle, and then there was a paint swash, and then there was like a little blue fuzz around it. But I didn't like that, actually. So then the second design was right here, getting a little behind the scenes, and that is where it's a biohazard sign. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. I like a biohazard because it fits with kind of her being biohazardous. Oh boy, that's right. But I kind of missed the circle aspect. But then I'm realizing that biohazard signs are typically actually circles. So I decided to go back with the original idea of it being a circle with kind of a paint swash around it and then like a blue ring around it instead of like the blue halo thing. And it's a nice mix-up. But as you can see, the third and final thing that changed was her design. Is her ring used to be a lot bigger. I made it a lot smaller because I do like it bigger. It looks cooler bigger. But it's kind of a little nonsensical, and what's the word? Oh, crap. I can't think of it. It gets in the way. Why did my brain is sparking out. Like I said, I didn't get the best of sleep last night. But it was like, I don't know how to make a big ring around her neck if her hood's there. Which is actually kind of funny, because in the original drawing, it's not, like, that big, but then when I made the reference sheet, it kind of got bigger, because I liked the idea of it being bigger, but then when it got, like I said, when I redid it, I made it smaller. I actually had to go back, because I actually forgot about it, but like I said, I don't want to get rid of it entirely, because it is something very plot important later on. And, the only thing I'm having trouble figuring out is that, she doesn't actually take it off due to reasons. And, I'm figuring out how do you get a turtleneck under that it's pretty tight around her neck. The only thing I can say, like in the Automa game that I play, Collar X Mouse, the main character has a collar under her thing, but she just puts her shirt over it. But I can't have the shirt be over it because it wouldn't work. So instead, probably just going to have to make her take it off once in a while, like when she's changing, but then she has to put it back. She wants to put it back on. So there's that. Anyway, little behind the scenes. In fact, all these videos are that's kind of the point of these videos. Because like I said, I think it'd be easy. I think it would be interesting. I also want to show as much of the process as I can so people do know this is my creation, this is what I am doing, I am making this, so that way it'll be very well known. That is something that I am putting my effort into. And like I said, most of this is practice for my Ever series, Tales of Hollows and Blue Song, which are definitely passion projects of mine. I always do that. I erased the entire line art. One time I erased the entire line art, and I didn't erase the entire line art because that would be impossible, but I erased part of the line art like that because it was on a separate layer, and I didn't notice, and I tried to go back, and I couldn't because I noticed too late, and I was drawing too many things. But anyway, Blue Song, Tales of Hollows, those are definitely my strong passion projects because I really do love my characters, Misato, Kaila, and Azura. Those are the main protagonists in that. And her boyfriend, Akira, and my main protagonist, Yuya, who's the main boy character in Tales of Hollows. I really do like them. But at the same time, I am going to put effort into this series. But at the same time, I do acknowledge, like, that is one of the biggest reliefs with this series, is going back and taking rest in the fact that not everything's going to be perfect, nor does it have to be perfect. Like, in one of the panels, the arm looks kind of wonky. Now, I could go back and fix it, and I might. But at the same time, I'm like, this is just practice series. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's going to be things that are wonky. And I've seen other people who make mangas or web series where the art looks wonky, but they just do it. They get their story out there, and people sometimes will like it. Like I said, I don't need the art. I don't want the art to make bad. Like, I don't want to put low effort into it. Like, oh, I drew it. It looks awful, but who cares? It's fine. People know that it's going to be a practice series. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I don't want to stress over it where it's like, I can't release it now. It doesn't look perfect. Like, that was my biggest excuse for not doing anything. Because it's like, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. But I'm like, well, if you never practice, girl, you're never going to get it done. So that's what the series is. It's practice. And I want not everything to look perfect, because I know I can't achieve perfection because I'm just now starting. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to strive for it. Because I want to become an illustrator. And I also want to do a lot of paintings in you know, real life too. Because I want that to be a career as well. So, it's all in the making. A lot of balance. In fact, a lot of balancing right now because something happened in my life. Something good, nothing bad. But because of that, I need to now make major adjustments. I was supposed to start exercising to lose some weight. But now I gotta rethink of that because I don't know how I'm gonna find time for everything. In fact, my mom was even saying it's like between this, the thing that happened in my life, and you're exercising, I don't know how you're gonna have time to draw. Well, it's like, well, drawing is more important, so I probably put that first, but at the same time, I do need to exercise because, yes, I said that. My health is secondary to my exercising. My health is secondary. That doesn't make any sense. My health is secondary to my art. I remember one time I was really sick, and I still managed to get out of speedpaint. Like, that was fun. In case you're wondering what speedpaint was, it was my drawing that I made a long time ago of Eve. I don't recommend going and looking at it because it's kind of a bad drawing now. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not perfect. I spent 24 hours in that drawing. I was just putting a bunch of random things. That was actually the longest drawing for a long time. My first longest drawing that I spent time on was my blue angel drawing. I think that was 16 hours. And then that drawing, the Eve one, was a full 24 hours. I've now surpassed that. I think I've spent like 36 hours on a drawing. Maybe even longer, I don't know. But point being is it's not actually uncommon for me to go to 24 hours. Okay, so now we're just going to do the tone and a little bit of the background, and then we will be done. How long have I been recording? 45 minutes. Okay. Still oh, sorry about that. I had to take a drink of water. I'm the type of artist who kind of neglects to do necessities because they get so caught up in their work. That is what kind of artist I am. Yes, I know that's not good. I need to change it, but it's a work in progress. Let's just put it that way. Wrong tool, and needs to be stiff lines. I was playing Persona 5. That's another thing I'm trying to do, and I want to make time for that, although that is not a necessity in life. Like, drawing Revolution full color, that's a good thing. Drawing, painting in the real world, that's a good thing. Doing my jobs and ever stuff, like, those are all necessities. Playing Persona 5 is not a necessity. But, it's something that I definitely want to do, and I'm really having fun. I just finally finished, Monarame's Palace. So it's something really that I'm enjoying. I'm actually playing the game twice. So I'm playing once with my brother, and I'm ahead. Like, I'm a little bit past that part. I'm at the maid watch moment. I just finished that. Was playing with my brother, and then I'm also playing it by myself, following along with the walkthrough, so that way I know what I'm actually doing and stuff. But I'm actually think I'm gonna edit the leg. I think it's too. Let's see, got Doll Maker opened up. Yeah, I think that's good. Ba-ba-da-dum, ba-ba-da-dum. Seeing how I got this, because that leg looks way too high, and I think I gotta adjust the 3D model. Weird. So I'm gonna try to see if I can fix that. So let's see if I can do this. I did this one time before. I think it was an earlier panel where I just try to upscale the model to go back under the line art. Was under there before, under there again. Just a little hard with this one because I don't got everything. That's another detail that I forgot to mention that's going to be different from the manga. And this is not something that I permanently changed on her outfit, so it's not like me changing. Oh, that's another thing that I added. I added a tail to her outfit jacket because I thought it would be really cute. The original drawing doesn't have cat ears on her hoodie, but you know, the very first one that I made that I showed you earlier. But at the same time, it can have cat ears. In fact, I think I wanted it to have cat ears because Selena Kyle was coming to my mind a lot. Oh, excuse me. There we go. That looks better. I mean, it will look better once I actually draw it. So, but that was another thing that I had to change. And like I said, it's only going to be changed when I do it. And that is the sleeves are transparent in the illustrations, but in the manga, it will not be transparent. Okay, I'm just gonna draw actually a silhouette. Sometimes when you do that in a manga, I've noticed when something is in the background and you are, you know, it's not supposed to be the forefront of the detail, it's just gonna be a silhouette. So that's what I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so there we go. Anyway, what was I talking about earlier? Oh, I was bringing up Persona 5. I was bringing it up for a reason, not just to talk about Persona 5. I was bringing it up because the scenes when they crawl for the air vents, I'm like, oh my goodness, that gives me low-key anxiety. I'm very claustrophobic, and I can feel how tight of a squeeze that would be. Like, I don't even know how Ren would fit in that. Ren, Joker, whatever you want to call him. I was watching the comments section of one of the videos, the opening to Persona QS, which looks very adorable, but that was on 3DS, so I'm not sure if I can play it. But, one person called Ren Akira, which is his manga name, and then everybody was jumping on that person saying, it's Ren. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not someone to jump on someone just because they call someone the wrong name, but at the same time, it is Ren, because it officially became canonized, I think once the manga, not the manga, the manga is when he's called Akira. I think when it came out on the Persona Royal came out or something, it became official. I don't know. I'm really enjoying Persona 5 though. In fact, I think I might draw another character. I'm still deciding because I don't want to draw it quite at that time, because it's like, people might, if I draw another character, people might think I'm going to be doing all of them. And I don't think I can do that. So if I do draw a character, don't take that as, I'm going to draw all of them, because I don't know how that's going to work. But I do want to draw a character, and the character that I might want to draw is Nor. I haven't seen Nor, or as her real name is known as Haru. I've only seen her once, and that is because I saw her in the scene that the Royal added. So, the Royal is what's canon now. Like my brother was saying, the Royal's the ones they always put on when they're updating the game because they want you to play this game, not the original, because the original is not canon. But Royal's what's canon now. So they added, he told me, I don't know if this is how accurate this is, but they said he added more scenes with Haru being in the background because she comes in so late. And I gotta say, I like her. I'm enjoying her so far. So yeah, we're just gonna make that black, and then I think we got all the black done. There we go.
Labeling it. I label every layer because if I don't label every single layer,
you're just gonna get a bunch of numbers, and then I get confused of what's this, what's that, blah 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 blah. See, and this is why this is here, because see, you can't screen thingy a tone because it's all black and white. It's just black and white dots. But you can do it when it's a solid color. But then I'm like, wait, how do I know what color I used? And it's just like, I can't just grayscale this drawing because the white, the yellow and the cyan are not white when you grayscale it. And they would technically be white if it was a manga. Colors that are very bright and vivid or pale are automatically turned into white, whereas colors that are medium toned are, I just realized I'm pointing to this and you guys aren't seeing it because it's popped out. It's a stupid moment. I think why did I pop it out? I don't know. I think it just meant to move it over and I accidentally popped it out, which also means you didn't, oh well. Anyway, so that was popped out. This is what I was referring to. But it's much more nicer having these flat colors because, oh, I got that wrong. You can just color shade them, and see, that's the hardest part about Misato's design, is that there's a lot of tone actually to her design with her bangs and then also her jacket. Sometimes I wonder if Misato has a little bit too much color in it, but it's like the colors aren't there because just for being there. They are there for a point. So I guess it's whatever. But most characters don't have this much tone to them. At least none that I have seen. Obviously, I know there are some. That's one reason why I was looking at Bigia's Exels, because like it's interesting to figure out what they make black, what they make white, and what they make tone in manga. Like some things I thought would be tone, it's just translated to as white. Tone is actually used a lot less in manga at times than I think it is. So it's something interesting. And I want to, because I don't want to overtone things, because if you overtone things, it's just going to look like a cluttered, it's just going to look up like a cluttered up mess. And I don't want that. Like when I was making the sleeves, tried to make them transparent, that's exactly what happened. That's why the sleeves are not transparent in the actual manga. They are solid. Okay. Got that figured out. I got the effect brush. I got too many brushes on clipstudiopaint, to be honest. Like, I got way too many. And I probably need to streamline them. But 'tis the high cost of being... It happens also in the art store. I see something that I like, I buy it. I mean, if I have money. Like, I go over hook call, and if I had, like, endless money at an art store, I would probably buy every single thing that caught my interest, which would practically be the entire store. So, yep, it is a problem that I have, and it's no different in clipstudiopaint. And I bought a lot of stuff that's useless. I didn't even buy it, because a lot of stuff in clipstudiopaint is free. But, I ended up getting some things that are not worthwhile. I gotta admit, that's also one of the things that I'm actually not looking forward to when I get a new computer, is I'll have to reorganize things. In fact, my music got completely reorganized because I have a whole bunch of playlists, and I don't listen to music on YouTube. I used to listen to music on YouTube, but it got too annoying because of all the it got my history all messed up, because I'm like, I just want to go back. I'm like, oh, I just go back to my history. Wasn't that long ago. I watched it, but then I'm like, oh, I was listening to a bunch of music. So no, it's gonna be harder to find it. So now I start listening to music on my music app. And there used to be a music app called Groove Music, and that's what I listened to it. And I didn't think anything would happen to it. Something happened to it. They replaced it with Media Player. Now, Microsoft did, and I don't like it as much. For some reason, the playlist won't adjust properly. And, they also will not, you're probably hearing those little vibrating noises. I apologize for that. It's my phone. I'm still using my cell phone. Still using my cell phone as my microphone because I don't have anything else. But anyway, they completely organized how it's designed. And I first thought I lost all my playlists, but luckily it did recover them all. All 32 of them, I might add. I got 32 playlists. All specified to different moods. So I got like Christian music on one playlist. I got anime music on one playlist. Got my emo music. Got like my American classic pop culture music. Blah 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 blah. Got a lot of different playlists. And I thought I deleted all of them. Luckily I recovered all of them. But it's hard to organize them now because of the way it's set up. I don't like that. It's also harder to add music to playlists. So I don't like that. And I wish they would have just gone back to Groove Music. I tried to look up a different music app, but wasn't having much luck with that one either. So that's fun. But whatever. But in the end, it doesn't even matter because when I get a new computer, I imagine I'll have to reorganize everything, and that is one thing that I don't enjoy. It's the same thing with like a phone. Like, I don't want a new phone. I'm happy with the way my phone is because I got everything organized the way I want to. And if I get a new phone, I'm gonna have to organize it all again, and that will take at least 3 days probably. Mainly because of the music. Because I love music. Like, I love music a lot. It's very important to me. You know, outside of the necessities, God, family, that's then music. I mean, art, I do love art. But if someone gave me a choice on what I could do, I don't know which one I pick. Art or music. Don't make me choose. Oh. Got that on the wrong layer. I always hate that when I'm drawing something and then it turns out to be on the... Unlock! I keep clicking it, but it's not doing it. Okay, and now I just need to do this part of the tone. And then this part, and then I think we're almost done. And then, yeah, almost pretty much done. I just need to add some shadows, and then, wrong thing. There we go. See, it's a lot of tone, and sometimes it does get kind of messy, but we're gonna figure it out. We'll get it all figured out. Oops, almost forgot. The white. Make those invisible. I always use a different color when I'm doing white, so that way I can see it, because, you know, the background of the canvas is white. In this case, I think I might keep it. I usually turn it back to white when I'm done. So I'm using, you know, a pale gray to color it in, but then I'm going to do it white, but I might keep it pale gray because it's going to have some heavy contrast of shadows. Looking at the art for My Hero Academia is definitely a big help on inspiration. I'm also probably going to look up parts of Akame ga Kill as well. So I'm actually going to keep this gray. Usually I put this white, but this needs to be darkened out. And then I'm going to go over it with some highlights. And then after that, I'll just set the background and then I'll be done. Don't ask me where the highlights are coming. Maybe it's the glow of her mask. Yeah, I'll just say it's that. Her mask kind of got a glow to it. Running out of things to talk about. I've been rewatching Young Justice again. That show will forever be a disappointment because it started out so good. Young Justice Season 1 is like still one of my most favorite series of all time. I love it. And then Season 2 happened. And I got really sad when Season 2 came out. I ended up liking it sort of in the end. But when it first came out, I was really disappointed. In fact, I made a dramatic statement of ripping up a poster off my wall in front of my brother. Because I was that upset about it. It's something I did not like. I did not like the dramatic time jump. And then it got canceled. And then they brought it back. And I knew when they brought it back, I'm like, is it going to be as good as it was? Because, I don't know. And it wasn't. Season 3 was awful. And then Season 4 came out. And there were a lot of good moments in Season 4, but then when it got bad, oh boy, it got bad. Like, Season 4's bad moments were worse than Season 3, but I think Season 3 was more bad just in general. Like, it had less good moments. But like I said, there were bad moments in Season 4 where it was just awful. Like, Aqualad doesn't even have an arc in that. He doesn't really, I keep forgetting he exists. His entire arc is basically, I need a rest. And then he rests. And then it's done. And then there's also some ever bad choices that I don't like at all. And some of them are personal, and then some of them are just, I think, objective. Like, I think that Season 4 was not thought out the best. And like, when it comes to Aqualad, what even really is his character outside of his love life? I mean, he's in love with Tula, then she vamooses, then he's in love with this new guy, and then he's pretty much like Powder, quiet, docile, and kind of makes it boring. Kyler's always been the most boringest character. And I think you can do the strong, stoic, docile. Well, I don't want to say docile. That sounds stupid. Subdue, mature. Well, let's say mature. Mature character. You can do that and have them still be fun. Like Black Panther from Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I haven't watched that show in a long time, but he was cool, and he was Aqualad, I think, done right. Like, he had everything, in my opinion. But see, Aqualad worked in season 1 though, because he was working off of Wally and Robin and Superboy and Miss Martian. So him being more boring he was, you know, the Rock who held him down. But then when he's with other characters who are also boring or just not fun, then it's not good. And then there's also an increase in violence in season 3 and 4. Like, some episodes are actually TV-14, and that's fine, I guess. I mean, I watch anime, so it wasn't like it was too much for me, but at the same time, it's just like, well, this is a dramatic tone shift from what you had. And I don't quite get it. I don't get why you changed it so much. I mean, I guess they know their audience, but at the same time, it was originally a kids show. I feel like they should keep it that way. But whatever. In the end, it ended, and I think it got canceled again, so it doesn't matter. Which is kind of sad, because I mean, it was bad, but I would have probably still watched it a little bit, just to see what it was like, but then if it got really bad, I probably would turn it off. Like, there is only so bad a show can go before it's not worth my time. Like, I've tried to watch Genlock, and no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I probably won't finish it, because it went on HBO Max, because a lot of Rooster Teeth's things are going on different channels now, and it was on HBO Max, and I thought, okay, I can check it out, because I got HBO Max, and I didn't like it, and I probably won't finish it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns really did make me come to the point where I want to manage my time right, because I wasted my life on that show. Like, I kept on waiting for the episodes to come out, and I waited for the show to get better, and it never did. At least in my opinion. So yeah, because of that, I now spend my time wisely. Sometimes it is fun to watch a bad show. Like, I've been watching Ruby just to see what kind of mess it is. And, yeah. But, like, Velma. I didn't watch Velma. That was a show that wasn't worth my time. For one thing, way too violent. Way too sexual. Way too disrespectful to the lore. Like, no, there's not one thing that Velma deserves. Except for to be nuked off the face of the earth. So that is one show. And, like, oh, it's like, well, if you don't want to give the company money, you could just go the Luffy way. I'm like, I wouldn't even go the Luffy way, because you have to pay me to watch that show, and you have to pay me a lot of money. Like, I mean a lot. Like, I would only watch that show if you promise to, I don't know, do something really big. It's the wrong one. There we go. Gonna relabel this to highlights. Make the black bigger. And now we're just gonna make the background, and then we'll be done. Good thing, because we just crossed that hour mark. We're at an hour and 9 minutes. At least that's what my timer says. Might be a little different when I'm actually disappearing into the blackness. Now I'm just gonna take some gray. Like, I don't know if this is the way you do things. This is just the way that I'm doing things. Is it right? I don't know. Is it wrong? I don't know. But it's the way I'm doing things, and if it looks good, I'll keep it like that. And if it looks bad, I'll keep working on it. That is how I'm going about this manga. Web series. Webtoon. Whatever you want to call it. It's not on Webtoon. And I don't think it would ever be on Webtoon. Because I don't know how you have to go about making webtoons. I've looked into it. And I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Like, maybe I will. Like, if I get enough chapters out. Because it's like, do you have to stay to a deadline? I probably should give myself a deadline just so I'll get used to it. Because I don't know if I'm going to go professional. But even then, like, if I go professional, I might just do, like, self-publishing. I'm not sure if I would give it to a publisher. Mark Curley, an artist that I love and used to watch a lot, I don't watch him as much anymore, he was saying how the big two, Marvel and DC, wouldn't really notice your work, but Dark Horse would. So I maybe would try to publish under that if I was going to publish anything, but I might just try to see about going about self-publishing, you know, start up an Indiegogo, Kickstarter, I don't know. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. We'll take things out to come. Who knows? The world might blow up and I might not be able to do anything. But you never know until you try, and I do want to at least try. And I think that's it. It's funny though, because Mark Curley's like, oh, the big two wouldn't really notice, and I'm just like, it would have one time in my dream to work for Marvel or DC, specifically DC. I've always been a DC girl. Like, some people are like, Marvel, 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 especially when the movies came out, but no, I've always been DC. Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, always my favorites. And I haven't read that many comics. I'm more of a DC, you know, I'm a DC animated girl. I love the DC movies. Not the DCU movies, or whatever it's called. The Snyderverse, I'm not into that. No. Nope. I am into, you know, the comic book the cartoon animated movies. Batman animated series, the DC animated universe movies. A lot of them were really good. I enjoyed them. Like, I did like all that stuff. The only one that I didn't like was Killing Joke, or anyone that was like extremely too violent. Like, I haven't watched Hell to Pay or Suicide. There's one called Suicide Squad. Like, I haven't watched that one, but a lot of the anime movies really good, and I really do enjoy them. And DC's always been my favorite, and I always wanted to work for DC, but now I'm just like, no, not anymore. It sounds like an awful company to work for. And the way DC Comics are going, and the way that they keep on pushing their ideas over profit and stuff like that, just like, nope, I don't want to even be a part of that. So DC is no longer my dream, and it's sad because I love Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, so it's sad seeing them go down the drain, but at the same time it's just like, well, this is what happens. And with that, I am pretty much, wait, no. I need some highlight here because the sleeve is blending into, no wait, I'm going to use this highlight, I'm going to use a gray. Something a little less powerful than straight on white. That's better. Here I might just use white though, because it's brighter on this side. Don't ask me why, I don't know where any of the light's coming from. Like I said, the mask, I guess, in which case I think the light would actually be the brightest inside. I'm not giving this too much thought, but at the same time I probably should give it a little bit more thought than I am. I like to sing about the moon. Oops, no. Don't sing that. I don't know what would be copyrighted. I don't know why that's always my default song to sing. It's from Looney Tunes. One of the biggest crimes was that they didn't make the song Hello My Baby, Hello My Darling longer. Like, I actually like that song. I really do. But it's not long. It's very short, and they didn't make it long. Like, that's a crime in my opinion. I like the original Looney Tunes. I haven't watched them in a long time. Stop singing! I usually listen to music when I'm drawing. Listen to music or listen to some kind of podcast or radio show. But I'm not doing any of that because I'm doing live drawing, so that would be weird. But because of that, I'm trying to hum. And I don't want to hum because I don't know what's going to get me copyrighted. I don't think humming will get me copyrighted. Would it? I don't know. I like to avoid this stuff. This is why I use music from the music audio library. All my music is that. And if it's not that, then it's going to be at least music that I know how it works. Like Amelie, like her music gets me acclaim, but that's all. She even says you can use my music as long as it's not monetized. Well, my stuff is never monetized at all. I'm not monetized in YouTube in any shape or form. Not making any money off of YouTube. Jack spit, nothing. So because of that, I don't mind using Amelie's music, and sometimes it is good. It's really fun. I love her. I actually do like her music a lot. I think my favorite cover of hers is I like a lot of her One Piece covers of the new movie. In fact, I actually like the music so much in One Piece. It's actually getting me to like of the One Piece movie. It's actually getting me to want to watch the movie, and I've never even seen One Piece at all. So yeah, that's something. But I really do like the music, and I like Amelie's covers. But probably my most favorite cover that Amelie did is I like Magia a lot. I also like her cover of Elise. And I like her cover of Guru no Yumiya. Those are probably some of my favorites. And yes, those are our most popular ones. I'm aware of that. And with that, we have reached the end. I hope you... Oh, I need something looked off. I hope you enjoyed that real-time drawing. I'm not sure when chapter 1 will be out. I'm on page 8, and I've got about this much more to go. This is the script. That's how I go about writing these. I write the script first on a document. In fact, I actually have... These are all the documents that I actually have. This is chapter 1, chapter 0. These are key moments, list of characters, Misato's bio, superpowers, the overview of the plot, timeline. Always good to start with making a timeline. And then a whole bunch of test scripts. This is where I write things that are going to be way down the line, way later, like not even planned out yet. Just random things that I think will make for good dialogue, and I write them down on a test script to keep them there so that way they'll be there if I want to use them, and then if I don't want to use them, they will be, I can just use that. So that is something that's very handy. But with that, I'm done. Like I said, I don't know when chapter 1 will come out. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. I'm not sure if I'm going to put myself on a deadline. I don't want to rush it, but at the same time, I don't want it to take forever. And I probably should get used to drawing on a deadline. But either way, I'm rambling now. With that, I say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one, but I hope that it was at least a little bit interesting. And if you liked, you can do all the YouTube things. If you did not like, I thank you for watching this far anyway. And all of your attention towards my YouTube channel means a lot. And I will be back with another video. It might be a speed paint, might be of Haru from Persona 5. I don't know for sure. But either way, I will be back. Hopefully with another one, Lord willing, real soon. Until then, bye!